Today we're going to show you how to upgrade your 3D printer from the pre-war Steven Rogers to Captain America by using the CHAD mod.
Dang, look at that. Ooh, that right there is a hottie.
Looks a little thick.
Thick with 4 C's, man.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to E3D. I'm Mike.
I'm Sierra.
And today we're going to show you how to upgrade your 3D printer using the CHAD mod. In a 3-part video. First video, we're going to show you how to print everything out, to get everything assembled and attached to this. Today, video 2, we're going to show you how to wire everything up completely. The key things that you need to make sure here, make sure that everything is wired the way it's supposed to be. I've got everything laid out. I've got a diagram for you, so you should be able to wire that up. The parts, if you buy the parts that I buy, there's only one thing that you'll have to swap the red and the black wire on, and we'll talk about that in the video.
Yes, sir.
And make sure everything's secure. If any metal's hanging out, this new mod literally comes within millimeters. I would probably say maybe 1 or less than 1 millimeter from hitting the metal frame of the printer.
Exactly.
And if there's any metal hanging out on this and it hits that, you're going to fry your motherboard. Sorry. So do this upgrade at your own risk. I am not responsible for anything that you may or may not do. What these videos show, what works for me. And in video 3,
we're gonna take this one off, put the new one on, and adjust certain settings so it doesn't mess up.
Exactly. And that's why we're making this video. When adding the male adapters to the thermocouple here, my fat fingers couldn't hold on to them, so I had to use some tweezers to hold on to them. Put them in there, then I had to crimp it down just a little bit so I could put it into a smaller hole. Once I got it halfway into that smaller hole, I was able to crimp down the crimpers to hold it in place, slide in the wires, and then crimp it even further. Once I go to put it into the actual connector itself, you got to make sure that back piece of metal is sticking out just a little bit so it doesn't just slide out, as you can see I'm having issues with. When you're installing the stepper motor here, make sure you rotate that 90 degrees to the right, because if you keep those wires on top, as you get this together and it starts moving on your printer, those wires can get clipped by the metal frame of the printer, which will then cause the motherboard to get fried. I originally installed the board completely at this point. However, as I started to plug things in, I was unable to reach them, so I did end up unscrewing one of the screws and using that as kind of a lever, and that's the screw that you see me putting in right there. Notice number 4's got 3 prongs there, so if you're using the standard 30mm fan that came with the original extruder,
then you will need to cut off the 2-prong and put on a 3-prong female adapter to attach on that one, and you're only going to use the right 2 prongs. The thermocouple wire that I use here that's linked down below has a 1 meter long wire. I ended up cutting that wire down after the video was made just to clean up the cable management piece. Make sure when you tighten this up not to over tighten it, because as everything heats up it will expand and it'll make those almost impossible of getting back out again. I had to rotate the polarity of the blower fan wires. The way that the connector worked, it had it going black going to positive, so we had to rotate those so red was going to positive and black was going to negative. With the optional fan right there, we had to run both the thermocouple and the heater cartridge wire on the side closer to the stepper motor. And, as they just screw into the green block right there on the PCB. The heater cartridge that you see here, the wires are also really long on this, and there is no specific polarity for each one. Once you get them however you want them, you can cut them at that time and then go on and screw those into where they belong. Two things here. My extruder board is something that I screwed in last second, so there was going to be a little bit of a pain trying to get the angle on there, so make sure that the wrenches that you use do have the ball tips on it. And I ended up removing that bolt on the top of the blower fan just for fear that the nut on the backside was too close to the board, so that one I ended up removing after I assembled everything.
So now that we've got everything assembled, everything's wired up together, now you just got this hunk of metal that is ready to be used and abused, because that's kind of what we do with our 3D printers. So yeah, so congratulations on getting this far. One more video will get you to the home stretch, and then you can start printing and enjoying life again with a 3D printer that works.
Yay! Just remember, we make mistakes so you don't have to.
Yeah, but they're starting to get a little costly now. Hopefully this video has helped you. If it has, I need you to do us a huge favor.
Big one.
And what are they?
Make sure you like, you comment, you subscribe, you hit that notification bell. Make sure it's all, because then you get all of them.
And then
the whole package.
In the comments below, if you've got any suggestions, ideas, or you would just love to show us that our videos have helped you and you were able to completely build this, I'd love to see your completed CAD mod.